Hi guys, Aburo Boye Bendición a ti Alafia. Welcome back, Queen Osset here. Today, I am going to do a walkthrough of a new Oracle deck. It's what I do, it's what I love to do. I have access to these decks because of where I work, so I just want to show them to you. We have a plethora of animal oracle decks coming out now. So, a few weeks ago, this deck hit the scene, hit the market, and this was put out by US Games. I'll put a link to this. You can see a walkthrough of this deck on Kelly's from The Truth of the Story, Kelly Fitzgerald's channel. So today, I am going to show you the cards in this deck by Hayhouse. Colette Baron-Reid. So Colette Baron-Reid, she's become, I guess, the new Oracle deck queen, churning them out. I guess she's taking the place of the one who shall remain unnamed. But this, so far so good. We're starting out on better than we were before, you know, in comparison to this monstrosity. I mean, well put together, but I think it was a waste of paper, time, resources, you know, for a deck that, so the sleeve comes off, the box is this big, you open it up, you've got the guidebook in there, and then you've got the decks inside the box. I mean, I think we could have done it like this. Right? We're used to Colette's decks being this size anyway. So, anywho, on to that. If you want to see a walkthrough of this, do a search for Mystical Shaman. Anyway, so the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. Now, I recognize this artwork. Hayhouse. Gorgeous box. You know, it's a, what is that? Sort of like a terracotta shade. Look at the, it's a magnetic opening. We've got verbiage on the side here. The abundant universe will provide. Inside you have the guidebook. It says here, the spirits residing in the natural world have much to share, and the secrets of their forgotten language are now available to you. You see that? So it's a gorgeous box. I love the way it opens. You know, trifold. Beautiful. One of my favorite artists did the deck. The cover. The artwork, I think. It says cover design by Nick Welch and cover art by Jena DellaGrottaglia. Jena. This is cover art by Jena? Okay. Here we have the guidebook. You know, this is Colette's book. Thick, juicy guidebook. Yes? And then we have the cards. Mandala on the back, beautiful shades of blue and green. Typical Hayhouse cardstock, you know, cardboardy in nature. But I'm curious about the artist because it says the cover art was done by Jena. So before I go in any further into the book, it does have about the artist in the back. On page 202. And guess who the artist is? It's Jena. So Jena doesn't get any credit for creating the artwork of the deck because, as I said, in the Mystical Shaman Oracle, that was the only saving grace, was that beautiful artwork of that deck. And Jena doesn't get props as the artist for this deck. Okay, let's take a look. You know, in my last walkthrough of that deck, when I sigh, it's dissatisfaction. It's a sigh of dissatisfaction. It's a sigh of exasperation. It's a sigh of disappointment. It is definitely not a sigh of, oh, this is something beautiful and good. All right. So Colette says, welcome, Seeker. Something magical is sitting in the heart of our beautiful planet these days. Can you feel it too? We have come to a time of great disconnection, unprecedented in the human story, etc., etc., etc. Those of us who are called to reconnect and release our false perceptions of a separated and disconnected world have, in response, begun again to remember. We feel a powerful belonging for a deeper connection to life, to each other, to spirit, and to the planet as we enter a new era of accelerated awakening. Out of the darkest night, the light shines ever more brightly. She says, let's say, I'm going further down, unlike the designated priests or priestesses of distant past, dutifully carrying out the responsibilities determined by those appointed as spiritual leaders, modern mystics forge their own path. They may not necessarily be psychics or even healers, but they are household practitioners of spiritual wisdom, mothers, fathers, lawyers, baristas, artists, accountants, etc. Modern mystics are people of all ages, shapes, and colors and sizes, all along the spectrum of gender identities and sexual orientations, both sophisticated and simple in their approach to understanding the mysteries. There are no barriers to a strong partnership with spirit other than the ones we have chosen to construct and can choose to remove at any time. All you need to become a modern mystic is an open mind, the curiosity of a child, and the willingness to enter a new kind of conversation, one that perhaps will seem at first unfamiliar, but one I promise your soul will recognize immediately. You will feel your heart's longing for magic come to life as you listen to the message your spirit has for you and feel your interconnectedness with spirit. There is much we have forgotten and much we need to remember, but it will come back to us if we make time for dialogue with spirit, who has been reaching out and speaking to us all along. Our ancestors knew the sacred language of this divine communication, as did the sages of classical civilizations and the wisdom keepers of indigenous traditions, who had great reverence for the power of sacred dialogue between people and the divine. Again, the fact that you're reading this tells me that you have heard the call to open a conversation with spirit, with the intelligent, conscious universe, that you are an intrinsic part of it. Using this deck, you will learn how to tap into the wisdom of the hidden realms so that you may act in a manner that will bring purpose, meaning, magic, and prosperity to your life. Welcome, Seeker, for you have come to the right place. Well, how presumptuous of her to assume that the fact that I am reading this tells me that I have heard the call. Sweetie, how presumptuous. I bought your product. As Tom said in my previous video, that's the only thing that's a fact. I paid money for a product. That's it. Nothing else. Don't make any assumptions, presumptions, or anything. You don't know me. We haven't had a conversation. Let's see. As an oracle is a form of wise guidance, a way to have direct communication with spirit and your higher self for the highest good. Well, I'm glad that you were able to determine that. There are many of us who don't use these things to have communication with spirit. I think we need to have like a huge conference one day, before I leave this planet. I would love for all representatives of every religion to come together and sit down with people who do stuff like this. Let's have a conversation, because this perspective, you are making an assumption that there are many of us who are not connected, which is truly unfortunate. She says, I am one of those called to the task of divine communication, and this oracle is my offering to you on behalf of Spirit who inspired me to create it, channeling divine wisdom through me. Well, thank you very much, Colette. I am glad that you were able to bestow me with that gift. I've always had an intimate and uncanny connection to animals. Since childhood, yes, and we, that whole story, since childhood for everybody. Okay, right. Yeah. I've known their presence, commanding a different sort of knowing. The world around us is rich with soul. Every animal has a transcendent, archetypal symbolism and universal meaning, holding a message of deep, enduring truth. Okay. I noticed on many occasions that just when I needed confirmation about something important, a raven would appear. Of course, a raven, a crow, an owl. Okay. How about a guinea hen fowl for the rest of us? I'm just saying, okay? Maybe a turkey vulture, for some of us. Ravens and owls and crows don't exist in every part of the world. I'm just saying. Okay, why is it always a raven that appears? Maybe a canary should show up. I don't know. A robin. Blue jay. Anyway. Let's see. Each animal spirit, or each spirit animal represented in the spirit animal oracle, is a metaphor, a symbolic representation, blah, blah, blah. Okay. About the spirit animals and their meanings. This is an oracle deck of 68 cards because, yeah. The cards are not meant to depict all nature, nor are the animals that share the earth. You might have associations with the spirit animals that are different from those you find here, and I ask you to be open to this oracle's interpretations of each spirit animal's power. The animals whose images grace this oracle chose themselves to be part of this when I open myself to their wise guidance. There's no specific balance between creatures of water, earth, and sky. The animals not only made themselves known to me, but also made sure I understood how they wanted to convey their love and guidance to you. So even when I wanted to put a particular animal into the deck, many quickly took themselves out. If your favorite animal is not in the deck, perhaps its message was channeled through another spirit animal. For example, I was challenged by kangaroo spirit and grasshopper spirit, and because there was so much similarity in their message to you, only one chose themselves to remain. They really did self-select. I wanted kangaroo for my Australian fans, but every time I put her in the deck, she bounced right out again. So get to know this oracle and the specific spirit animals that have made themselves at home. Don't assume you completely understand the meaning of each card before you have even begun to work with the deck. There will be surprising and perhaps even contradictory meanings here. But, Colette, these meanings are from your perspective. They may be different. Okay. If you have worked with the spirits of animals before, you may discover unexpected associations with them. I did ask for as many spirit animals from multiple continents to show up as possible, so that you might discover more about the archetypal spirit animals from around the globe and feel more connected to them. Blah, blah, blah. Give yourself time to let the communication from the oracle percolate. You may even need a few days to integrate its wisdom. Just be patient with yourself. At the very least, keep an open mind and have fun, etc., 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 etc. Okay. So, I've had you guys here for 15 minutes. let's get on with it, shall we? So we've got here, before you do your reading, decide which spread you're going to choose, and as the positions are important. Okay, you know, gentle warning here. Don't try to find certainty in a future that has not transpired as of yet, or you rob yourself of your own power to create your world. Again, so 1 card reading, 2 card reading, 3 card reading. Got a hold of the book. I'm sure someone else is going to do a much more intensive and better walkthrough than I. But for those of you who are fans of my channel, thank you. We have a 7-card new moon spread here, which will be interesting. And if you're one of my tarotistas, I just might share this with you. And let's see, a message for you from the cards, one-time reading, blah, blah, blah. Dolphin Spirit. Okay, all right, so, guidebook. Let's take a look at the cards. As I said, 64 cards, huh? The box is beautiful. Okay, here we go. Antelope. All right, I'm going to take my time. Okay, I don't know, my ire is up. Let's do this again. Ant Spirit. Putting together the puzzle. Yes. Antelope. Life is speeding up. Breathe, Osset, breathe. Oh, armadillo. You know, when my son was a wee one, this is what he wanted for a pet. He didn't want a cat. He didn't want a dog. He wanted an armadillo. Badger. The bat. Rebirth is assured. Okay. Beaver. Bee spirit. Interesting. Bobcat. I think I'll just show them and keep my mouth shut as I show them. Yes? Oh. One of my spirit animals. Yes. I just said I was going to keep my mouth shut, but this is Oya's avatar, the buffalo. Look at that. In all its majesty. Okay. Butterfly. Canary. Cat. Crow. Oh, deer. Dog. I am wondering why some of these animals have crowns or crowns of flowers. The dolphin does not. But the dove has a crown. Even the dragonfly. Jena, once again, your artwork it's beautiful. It's stunning. I did say I wasn't going to speak, didn't I? But you know, Jena DellaGrottaglia. Did I say that correctly? Elephant. Oh, here's one you don't see often. Flamingo. My fox here. Pink on your feet there. The frog. Giraffe. Grasshopper. Groundhog. Time to let go. Hummingbird. That's one you don't see often. Koala. Koi. But of course, look how majestic. Yes? Moth. Nightingale sitting on a gramophone with a crown on. Oh, the otter. It's one of my spirit animals as well. Ow. Oh my gosh, yes. That image. I need to be able to get this in a large size. That's my spirit guide. My spirit animal. My mentor. My protector. My soul. My heart. Oh, rabbit. Rhino. You know, it is said that if you get a glass blue rhino statue and keep it near your front door, that it protects your home from theft and burglary. Just something to think about. Sandpiper. Scarab beetle. seahorse. Skunk, know your worth. Yes, of course. The skunk is just as beautiful as the daisy that is sitting on. Love it. Someplace. Okay. Snake. Okay. Spider. You know, I'm going to tell you a story about a spider, an issue that I have with spiders. Many decades ago, when I was a teenager, I was visiting with family in Jamaica, you know, the island of Jamaica. We were all going to bed, and as I lay in bed, I look up at the ceiling, and there is a spider, probably a little bit bigger than this, right above me. And we proceeded to have a staring contest. I was determined that I was not going to fall asleep. Guess who lost that contest? And all I know, to this day, I have no clue where that spider went. So I just have this thing. My mind is vivid, filled with all sorts of imagery and all sorts of things going on with what the spider may or may not have done while I was sleeping. So the fact that I can actually hold this card and be okay, I'm okay. I mean, usually I don't like decks that have spiders in them. Not that big. Give me a little tiny spider. That's all that's needed. I don't need the entire card to have the whole image of a spider. Stag spirit. That's the image that's on the cover of the box. Starfish. Swan. I did say a turkey. She has it in here. Okay. Well, turkey vulture, but let's see. Oh, turtle. She has both a turkey vulture and a vulture. I've got to give it to her. Yes. Nothing is wasted. Good job. Wasp. Let's see. I have here the whale. Oh, white raven. Okay, I need to look this up. Can anyone tell me about the white raven? And why is this so specific? I'm going to put that one aside. Of course, we wind up with wolf. And the last card, a wombat. Interesting. So, let me pull this book and take a look at the white raven. Why that was necessary. Let's see. Well, no. White raven spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to those synchronicities, etc., 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 etc. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you to the magic. And then, of course, she has her protection messages in here. Ask for a sign. White Raven. I'm curious to know because she does not have a raven in the deck. So I'm curious to know if there's such an animal or was this really necessary? Okay. All right. Well, that's the walkthrough. Let me know what you think. It's $29.99. I mean, I like it. There's very few decks that I don't like. I like it, but I'm going to stick with this one for now. I kind of like this one more. I like this one. As I said, I'm going to put the link to Kelly's walkthrough of this. I like it because, okay, so the back of these have, did I say that? A mandala. Okay. And on the back of these you have like the medicine wheel. And these cards, the cardstock is beautiful. The imagery, I mean, it's just as gorgeous, but you have the messages there with the keyword. Oh my gosh, it's like community for B. What does she have here for B? Let's see if we can find that. Badger, beaver, bee spirit. Sweet results await. See the energy of the two? Sweet results await. See the sense of community when you pull this? I don't know. I feel like this is a solitary, even though we know that bees are more communal. Let's see what she says about bee spirit. The bee spirit messages that sweet rewards are on their way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. Bee spirit knows not to let a sense of being separate get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you're connected to the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee spirit asks that you focus being on connectivity, your body, heart, and soul, and psychic experience, total interconnectedness, and true integration. When you self-forget, when you remember that you are part of a greater unified consciousness. Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded even if you can't see it yet. When Bee Spirit comes into you as your protector, meaning she came out this way, upside down, she asks you to be very honest with yourself. Do you want to taste the sweet honey others have been making, but you believe it's unattainable for you? See? Okay. Now, I'm going to read the message for this one. You are a powerful creator. That's what it says here. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of your abundance. Excuse me. Bees are honored as a good omen for success and a powerful symbol for royal families throughout the world. Life in the hive represents the harmonious kingdom. Bees characterize meaningful communal activity, hard work, and diligence. Bees remind us that joy, purpose, and the sweetness of life can be found in cooperative work for bettering the world. Yeah, I think, as I said, I am going to stick with these cards. Yeah, these are the ones I'm going to stick with. But good effort, Colette. Anyway, guys, that wraps up the walkthrough. You've been with me a long time already. It's been over 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments below. You know, be respectful. And Odabo.